Okay, so a couple things I noticed why I won't be looking for these trades and I'm just gonna leave them because I'm uncertain about them, so I'm just gonna leave them until next week. So it's gonna be basically, and I moved the one to, where is it? Here. So Euro, USD, DKK, Euro, USD, like these pairs. So basically, this is how I was approaching it. So first things are is that it's bearish, right, on the weekly. So we're looking for the weekly wick pullback. The other thing as well too is like if we're looking, first things we need to notice is what type of candle this is. First things you need to notice that supersedes everything, every rejection candle is the engulfing candle. So even though this is a rejection candle, it failed to break below the 0.43, which means it's weak. Even though it's that type of candle, because it's a bullish engulfing candle or a bearish engulfing candle, because it's a bearish engulfing candle, that means it's a strong candle, right? So the engulfing candle supersedes any type of rejection candle for the direction that you're looking for. So we have the weekly confirmation there, okay? So now that we have the weekly confirmation, I'm like, okay, we're pro trend, right? So then we go to the daily. We look at the daily. How I'm looking at it, basically, this kind of looks like some sort of like an accumulation, right? Like price kind of got in here, accumulated, and then finally broke out, which was kind of like what I was thinking here. Like you can see, this looks a little different, right? Like something like this, like when price breaks out of this accumulation versus when price breaks out of this accumulation, like there is a little bit of a difference. I don't know what it is exactly, but I'm kind of that's kind of what I'm thinking is happening right here. Like it's breaking out, right? And then it kind of had like a wick pullback, which is a 4 hour retracement on here, which is the 4 hours doing the same thing on here, and then it goes. Um, So that yeah, that's basically what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this is like a daily accumulation level and we're breaking out right now. The only thing is, in order for that to happen, we have the weekly rejection candle. We don't have a daily rejection candle. We had a 4 hour rejection candle, right? So if we accumulate, break, and retest right now, we can take it down if it's a daily accumulation. But I don't know, like I just haven't seen a daily accumulation like this. This is basically the same thing we were attempting here, like it accumulated. This is literally this right now. This right here. Wow, look at that. Like, I gotta take a screenshot of that. Yeah. So as you can see, like Price did this, broke under, and then when it pulled back, it's like, okay, let's see if we can take it from here. But at this point, when it came back, we didn't have a rejection candle in our favor or trend in our favor or anything like that, right? So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that this is probably going to play out the exact same way unless we get enough confluences. So yeah, the main thing is I just don't see this as a daily accumulation, right? Same thing. Same thing here. Like it looked like a daily accumulation, but we see this is the struggle. So we have the bullish engulfing on here, nothing here, and we had a rejection candle at the time. So we're also bullish. So if we kind of accumulate break, we can take the trade up to the weekly point on here if it's a daily accumulation. But if it's not, it's just going to end up falling through. So that's why we need to figure out if this is actually a daily accumulation or not. You know, like same thing here. Like we would look at it, be like, oh, okay, is this looks like we had a daily accumulation, looked like we broke out, and then we would try to take it right here. And then it would have kind of like fell all the way back, all the way down here. So Yeah, that's just looking at it, it doesn't look like this. Like, look how much this screams out. Like, if you had something like this, you can clearly see that there's heavy structure that price couldn't have broken out of. So once it does that, it's good to go, right? This, it's not so much. It's just like 2 points. Like, so that's the dilemma. So for that reason, I'm just going to leave these periods that because they just don't make sense, right? So your USD, these both have that. So I'm gonna move that to basically they just need a better daily pullback. So needs a proper daily pullback and same thing needs a proper daily pullback. And this one looks more like the daily accumulation breakout, right? So here we had the 4 hours pulled back, and now we just need the 15 minute to go bearish. Like here, we kind of had a signal. What time was that? 4 p.m. So we don't take trades at that time because, it's only from 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's our dead period. So no trades in between there. So we're just looking for the GBP cat to go bearish. And yeah, because this looks more like it, now we can take it down. Well, how can this be a weekly wick pullback, but we're selling? That doesn't make sense. So we're looking to sell this down here. The daily is bearish, so it's not a weekly wick pullback. But it's also okay, so if it's pro trend, it can't. Whoa, what happened here? This is why this looked so weird. I was like, why does this chart look so weird? Okay, so we would have been right here on the weekly. The weekly's having a pretty big pullback. So if the daily shifted bearish, the 4 hour, we definitely can't do a daily accumulation breakout because it's counter trend, right? So we definitely can't do that. And so because it's counter trend, we have no confluences there. We have no confluences here. Well, there's one. This is a rejection towards a sell, so we're definitely not selling right now, at least, unless we get a rejection on the entry. So one confluence, I would say, this candle here, strong signal. No, I'm not even going to count that because it needs to be like an indecision candle. This is clearly a strong candle, so that doesn't count. Nothing there and nothing there. So if we get, okay, so if price shifts bearish and gives us the signal on this 4 hour previous structure right here, right? If price manages to shift bearish and gives us an entry on this 4 hour previous structure here, then we would look to take it down. Okay, so that's what we're looking for this counter trend trade. This has to be a counter trend. Because it can't be like, why would I have weekly take profit here and pro trend? Because this is not even at an area of interest yet. So this can't be a pro trend. That's so weird. I don't understand why I would label it like that. Not a pro trend. This is a Um, Counter trend. All right. Needs yeah. So basically it needs because we need dolphin to check previous structure and hmm, that will give us two. Well, 20%. So that'll give us 20%. We have the two with the trend, right? So we'll have three with the weekly can't be if it's counter trend. So 20, 10. Let's say we get it would be at 20, 30, 50, 70. That would be enough, right? Yep, because it's a counter trend trade, right? So that's how we're looking at that basically. So yeah. So in order for us, yeah, okay. So basically we need the 15 minute to shift. Okay, right? So that's good. And use the PLN, definitely a counter trend trade. The daily's definitely bullish. It wasn't an accumulation breakout or anything. So because it is counter trend, right? We just need a proper 4 hour pullback. The 4 hour didn't really pull back the way we wanted it to. Um, but it could, being that it's at a higher high, have the accumulation and still go towards the take profit, right? Like all of this price is bearish, so we need price to go to bullish first, right? So we need price to come down, right? Switch and then go up, and then we'll have the 4 hour previous structure there as well too. Because then we would have weekly rejection candle, daily rejection candle. We don't even need the other. We really don't need this actually. So the second we can get that shift to bullish, all right? The second we can get the price to shift to bullish and then 80 RE, then we can look for trend. Okay. Um, yeah, the bullish. Yeah. So once we get that shift to bullish, then we can definitely. Okay. So yeah, basically that's what we're looking at for that. So this needs to shift to bullish. Okay. And then Euro HKD weekly. We're definitely, because we have the bullish engulfing, so we're looking for our direction. We're having a pullback. That's all we have. The 4 hour previous structure is all the way down here. Where's the daily previous structure? Daily previous structure is all right here. So for that reason, I'm just thinking that this needs a better pullback. Like this needs a deeper daily pullback. Because if it has a deeper pullback, like all the way back to here, like pulls all the way back to here, then it could reject, like even if it happens really quickly, it could just come down, reject this level, come all the way back up here, and then we can look, well, we'd have to look to take the trade underneath anywhere, like if it does something like that, because if it does that, let's see what would happen. Like, let's say, for example, it does, because I'm looking for the daily to have a rejection candle. Perfect, right? So the daily would, you don't even need the daily to come all the way back up there. If we want the daily to have a rejection candle, it's kind of perfect the way it is right now. So even if it closes like that, anywhere, if this is going to be a rejection candle, anywhere below, like this is the 43 right here. So we would want it anywhere there, right? So basically, and then we would get a rejection candle for sure. So if it does that, yeah, like I'm saying, like price can come wick all the way down here, reject this 4 hour level, and then end up closing back up here. Then we can have the accumulation break retest and then to go to take profit all the way up here. And it happening down here for a reason is good because we don't want it to come in contact with here and violate that. But it has to reject in order to do that because we just need that extra confirmation on the daily because we don't really have anything. So we're waiting for this daily candle to close, right? So being that we're waiting for this daily candle to close, we need to wait another like 17 hours, so not today, and that will give this more time to come down to do its thing. So 17 hours, that's like four of these candles, four of these 4 hour candles basically, to for it to do something. And yeah, then we'll have the two confluences we need in order to take this trade. So for that, I'm gonna say that this just needs a like just a proper 4 hour pullback. And USD PLN, what did we say with this one? Yeah, this is the high. And let's put on our notes for this one. Okay, we want a daily rejection candle. Um, so daily candle closure, and we would like to see if um the 4 hour structure get rejected, which is why uh rejected. Okay, even if the daily, right? So I'd like to see a 4 hour structure rejection. Okay, so even if the daily manages to close all the way like down here, like imagine it closes like that, the next day comes all the way down here, right? Oh, whoops. So let's say the daily, right? It's like this. We still have half a daily to go, right? Let's say it comes all the way back down here or something, right? Then that would be the proper pullback for here, right? So it would come all the way down here and then tap into here. We're still in structure. That would be a proper pullback. We would have a previous structure, right? So we could then reject this and have the entry signal, like if we have the accumulation break retest right down here. So that's a couple things that I'm looking for, like we can either have it come all the way down here and then do the move and we can take the move up there, or it can come to here, reject all the way back up here, and do the move like that, but we can't touch this level on here, you know. We can't touch this level. Like it can come all the way, do whatever it wants to do, come all the way back up there. As long as it doesn't touch this level here, and then we can go. Or it can even not even come all the way down there. Rejection candle. We have a weekly rejection candle. Like say it comes here, closes like that. This would be candle on here, but on the daily, it would be like here. Well, the daily, let's say closes back. I mean like this. Let's see the daily closes back up like that. Then it's still daily rejection candle. We still have the daily rejection candle. All right, we'll have a daily rejection candle and we'll have the weekly rejection candle. For a pro trend trade, that is not enough. So we definitely need for the daily to have a proper pullback in order to have that extra confluence on there. So daily does a pullback like that. What does it look like on the daily? It would be, yep. So we'll just say daily needs a proper pullback, needs a proper daily pullback. So that's what I'm thinking. And then we're just going to review this later on.